All right. Welcome to the Leno Show. Today, got my good old pal to the people, man.
What's going on, man? Miles Fortress here at the Darth Mal. What up?
Yeah, I guess bringing awareness to the sensational like TMNT franchise. I feel like a lot of the audience, I guess, in our discords or just people out there in general may not know like fandom shit that the that franchise had, especially in the 80s in their debut in the comics, and also how they ended up tune series and everything. So awareness to that. But further ado, here we go. Well, actually, beforehand, Maul, when were you say you were introduced to the turtles?
That's a good question. Honestly, I would say, um, let's see, I'm 23 now, so if I think back, maybe when I was like five, six, probably seven. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay. Let's see if there's a way.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
five,
I can
six.
hear you.
Yeah, I watched. I think it was the '03 series. I was watching that one, and that one is so good.
Oh
That's a classic right
wow.
there. Yeah, that one's amazing.
So here is an article that was from Mental Floss, but he used a lot of formative information on the introduction of the turtles. He's got some quotes in here too, but just a quick introduction to the franchise and how it started. It says here the first issue of the comic sold for $1.50, and I believe, let me scroll up. There we go. That's what I wanted. All right, so in March 1984, Eastman and Laird created a new company, Mirage Studios, where Eastman used his $500 tax return. Laird emptied his banking account of $200, and they borrowed $1,300 from Eastman's uncle to print 3,000 copies of their first comic book, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, after printing, cause they had enough money left to run an ad in Comics Buyer's Guide magazine. So yeah, so like they were down to their last and freaking just did their first issue of the Turtles.
Wow,
And
that's crazy. I had no
apparently,
idea.
yeah, I mean, you and your going down to your last, and like I think it was like on a hubbub itself that like they were like coming up with ideas, and then I believe it was one of the two like had drawn like a turtle, like a rough draft of a turtle, and then the other kind of like completed it and did something different with the other four, and then I mean, and here and then there it went. So let me see here. So they said thanks to that one ad, the comic distributors across the country started calling, and Mirage sold all of its 3,000 copies within weeks. With more orders coming in, they printed another 6,000 copies and easily sold through those too. By May, because it started in March, so by May, they made enough money to pay back Eastman's uncle and split a roughly $200 profit. They had a $200 profit after selling 9,000 copies. I mean, after they paid their uncle back. And like, yeah, comics were like $1.50 back then. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Wow.
So in January 1985, they completed issue two and quickly received orders. Then they received an order for 15,000 copies, which was so successful that distributors demanded 30,000 reprints of the first issue and even more of a second print of issue 2. Number 3 fetched orders totaling at 50,000 copies. And sales continued to climb, peaking at issue 8, which sold 135,000 copies thanks to a guest appearance by Dave Sims' character, Cerebus, a barbarian aardvark.
A barbarian aardvark. Oh my god.
I mean, if that ain't like, I mean, it just sounds like such a humbug situation to like. That's like a nerd. I mean, that sounds like a nerd story. Like,
It
what
does. Yeah.
we just.
Like a nerd origin story.
It doesn't get any better than that. So really, what I wanted to scroll down to, and I gotta find this portion of the article of the huge disagreement that between Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman that a lot of people don't know. So originally, it says here, originally the Mirage comic book wasn't made for youngsters. The turtles diced up enemies while spouting the occasional curse word. They even cussed in the comics. And one of the turtles' allies was hockey mask wearing vigilante Casey Jones, who beat down even low level crooks with baseball bats and hockey sticks. So, so as my homie Toxic always said, they should have never went soft. Well, we can blame the Ninja Turtles being kitty to Playmates Toys, who were interested in producing the action figures for the Turtles in 1986.
Yeah, I mean, Darker Turtles are always better
So,
to me.
so the comics PG-13 attitude wouldn't fit Playmates 4 to 8 year old target audience. In addition, part of the Playmates marketing was an animated cartoon. So the cartoon was only there for the toys. The toys were originally was the merchandise sold for the Turtles. I wasn't aware of that. All right, so that was marketing cartoon. So the marketed cartoon, it had to pass television censors to make the Turtles viable for the younger set. The Turtles had to soften up. Among other changes, the Turtles became wisecracking jokesters obsessed with pizza. The Shredder became a typical bumbling cartoon villain. Members of the Foot Clan were now robots, so parents couldn't complain that the Turtles were too violent. And instead of the word damn, the Turtles should easily market catchphrases like Turtle Power and Cowabunga.
That's so lame.
Perhaps the most defining change was the Turtles' costumes. In the comic, the interior artwork was in black and white, but the color covers showed the Turtles all wearing red masks. The only way to tell them apart was by having a specialty weapon. In an effort to de-emphasize the weapon as an identifier of the Turtles, each character was given its own signature color, displaying the mask, elbow pads. Oh yeah, so they pretty much colored their elbow pads and etc. in their belt. So it says here that both owners weren't happy about making those changes. They weren't really thrilled about the decisions that they made. But it sounds like them being in a financial bind, they kind of wiggled away and sold their baby short. And I mean, not I wouldn't say short because it became as big of a franchise, but they pretty much sold out.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so Peter, this is Peter Laird's quote unquote. Had I, again speaking solely for myself, Kevin, if I had been making the key creative decisions for the first animated series, it would have been very different. Among other things, there would likely have been no moronic henchmen like Bebop and Rocksteady. The Shredder would have
Wait, hold
been
on, bro.
seriously malevolent. Mhm.
No, I'm saying like I'll be back. Just like keep going. But I'll be back.
Oh, I got you. So yeah, he said would have been seriously relevant. April would not have been a reporter and constantly needing to be rescued by the turtles. The turtles would not have been so ridiculously obsessed with pizza, and the shredder would not have had as many of his businesses he wouldn't have one of his businesses a restaurant called Ninja Pizza, and the show would not have had a joke or gag every 5 seconds. So yeah, I guess their sponsors had insinuated, well, because they sold themselves to a studio, they had to make these adjustments because their investors wanted to get their money back. Believable to me because we're still dealing with that bullshit, that stuff till this day when it comes to these comic franchises. And the words of Toxic would say, "Fuck me." So the cartoon debuted in 1987 and had to be aired 3 times before it finally found an audience. Once it gained traction, Playmates ordered more episodes, and the show stayed on the air from 1988 to 1996 for a total of 188 episodes in the regular season. Eastman and Laird were sued for $5 by Buffalo Bob Smith, host of the Howdy Dowdy Show, because he claimed they stole cowabunga from his program. The word was first used as a catchphrase greeting of a Native American character named Thunder Thud. However, it had been adopted by surfers in the 1960s. After a few months of legal wrangling, Smith settled for 50,000. So people have been trying to get over on the darn turtles.
Yo, Jay, how long are you gonna be streaming today?
I'm pretty much doing this. You got to step out.
Yeah, but I'll join back in if you're still on.
Okay, no problem. I'll check you later.
All right, bro.
All right, bro. See, I mean, long story short, definitely had a bunch of adversity upon the creation of the turtles, and I mean, in the words of some people would say, like in the past, selling your soul has its own consequences behind it. But I mean, as far as revenue and everything, things go well. But I guess when you create something, you want the best for it. And when you sell away, everything that you admire and everything that you've created, when things go bad, you live with a bunch of regrets. This is just my honest opinion about the franchise, considering that we haven't really seen Peter Laird involved with the Turtles ever since. Kevin Eastman's keeping the ball rolling right now with having his hands on Mirage Studios and some of the other writers that they've had in the past comic books. But just for for a lot of people that are not aware of how uh, how big the turtles were and how popular they were, especially in late '80s, early '90s. I've got a compilation of some of his commercials and how much Playmates toys have marketed towards children. It's going to get hilarious.
Their minds are delicious, you know that's true, because they're filled with mutagen goo. That vanilla pudding goo. The tastiest, flakiest, great, even better than our pizza. And it's green like us. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pie, fresh from the sewers to you, radically sweet. It can't be beat.
Everybody wanted their hands on this franchise.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pie, fresh from the sewers to you.
That's all we had when we were younger.
This is where cookie boredom rules, and there are those. Oh, Ninja Turtle cracker cookies, and now. Or combat cookie boredom. Over 40 varieties of delicious brand cookies. Great.
That's what our commercials looked like when we were younger.
Is that a great deal or what?
Ninja Turtles, get ready! A snack attack, a crunchy snack attack. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pizza crunch of butter.
Oh, it got corny.
Crunchy little pizzas. Snack attack, pizza crunch of burger snack. Sounds like a crunchy snack attack, dude. I take on any ninja who takes the burger. Awesome! Awesome! Crunch of burgers.
Look! Bringing kids our Power Pack new series. But Shredder wants.
Take that power. Yeah. Let me have.
Let's give it to him.
Oh, no. But into that.
Down, dude.
Prove your favorite arcade game. First, we added 2 new levels. Then packed it with bigger, stronger enemies. Ton of extra foot soldiers. Next, we punched action with knockout new attack moves. And swell your shell. We made one more small adjustment. Introducing the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game. For NES. Free personal pizza coupon from Pizza Hut in every box.
So anytime y'all think of y'all franchises
Come on, Kid Vid.
and everything in the past, I just want to let y'all know that you had to. They were marketed like to its full extent. The world was watching television.
Now they're taking Burger King.
This is like billions of dollars being invested into the series. It's just crazy to me.
Kids Club meal. Teenage Mutant
But
Ninja
I don't even know
Turtles.
the last time I've seen a commercial for Happy Meal.
Pizza Hut. Really? Awesome. Only Pizza Hut has Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle badges. We're talking first pizza. There are 4 to collect with any Pizza Hut pizza. You have to? Cowabunga! All for $1.99. $1.99? Better haul shell, dudes. Pizza Hut, making it right. Dine in, takeaway, or home delivered.
Hey dudes, pizza party! Yeah, now our cereal has new pizza shaped marshmallows. I don't see any marshmallows. Whoa, Taco!
At last, Turtle power is mine.
The pizza is mine! Turtle power! Redhead, wanna help put all the marshmallows back? These guys can handle it.
89, 87, 11.
Ninja Turtle cereal is part of
Let's
Joey, I got some stuff you just gotta try. What is it? Pot. You know, marijuana. Oh, well, I don't know. What, chicken?
Joey's in a jam. What should he do? Cake.
Get a pizza.
Excellent. Get a pizza.
Get real.
Get out of there.
You got it. Let's see if Joey's that smart.
I'm not chicken. You're a turkey.
He's right. Drug dealers are dorks. Don't even talk to him.
Cowabunga!